Hi friends, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa, also known as Fibernymph, most places on the internet. And today is Monday, March 13th. I'd hoped to have recorded last week, but I ended up being under the weather a lot last week. So here we are today, and it's as good as any time to record. I have a lot of things to talk to you about today, so I am going to just kind of dive into it. I did want to start though by saying welcome to anybody who's new. If you've not seen the podcast before, then I'm so glad you're here. I hope you enjoy yourself, and to those of you who keep coming back, then thank you so much for enjoying my brand of weird and chatty. You are my people. I have some craft stuff, obviously, that I'm going to talk about, and some shop stuff, and some Soy Mal prizes that I'm quite overdue in awarding. I'm not talking about those things in that order necessarily, but the first thing I wanted to do was say thank you so much to anyone who purchased my Fluffy Hearts pattern or the Fluffy Hearts pattern and yarn kits that I was selling last month. I was able to make a $400 donation to Canines for Warriors earlier this month for February sales, and I couldn't have done that without you guys. So thank you so very much. I will be continuing to make donations based on the sales of the pattern, as well as the pattern and yarn kits, as long as the kits last. I apologize. I do have a fire in the fireplace in here today, so it's suddenly become very snappy and poppy. If you can hear that, that's what it is. So hopefully it's not too very annoying. Anyway, if you aren't aware, Canines for Warriors is an organization, I think the largest organization that provides service dogs to veterans in need. And I am very proud to be supporting their mission in this way. I will put a link in the show notes below in the drop-down menu if you want to check it out yourself. And again, I will be continuing to make donations from the sale of the pattern the pattern will be up forever, as well as the pattern and yarn kits while they last. So you're welcome to still purchase that and be a part of that donating process, which I will be doing hopefully on a monthly basis. So that was the first thing I wanted to make sure that I told you guys. Next, you can find show notes in the drop-down menu below. I also post them on the Fibernymph Dye Works website in the blog and in the Fibernymph Dye Works group on Ravelry. So those are all the places that you can find the notes that have links to pretty much everything that I'm going to talk about today. If there's something that you cannot find in those show notes, you are always welcome to email me at lisa@fibernymphdyworks.com, and I'd be happy to help you out in whatever way I can. So we're going to get started because, again, lots of things to share with you since it's been a little while since I talked to you. And I am going to start by telling you what I'm wearing. Let's start there because it's right here. This is my first finished object that I have to share with you. This is the Herald shawl by Janina Kallio. And here it is. The light is at least making my shirt lighter so you can see all the gradation in the shawl. This was my February personal stash yarn project. Also my entry into the February personal stash yarn component of the A Stitch in Time knit along on that channel that Carol does. She's doing the general knit along and then the personal stash yarn one too. So this was my entry for the February one for that. I haven't taken the pictures yet, but I will soon so I can get everything actually posted. But here's what it looks like. It's a lovely end-to-end kind of shawl. The yarn that I used for this was Shawl Wool's Zauberperlen mini set that went from this bright, bright pink and then gradiated down all the way to just solid black. And once I blocked it, it opened up as I knew it would, because that's what eyelet patterns do, right? They open up, but it's so drapey and so open and just so soft. I love this. I love this garment so much. Not a garment, this accessory, sorry. But I really do enjoy it. And it's just, these are my colors. I love these colors. So anyway, this is actually the first time I've worn it. I haven't really been out anywhere to wear it, but I'm so happy with it. I can't remember. I think it was US 6 needles. I don't know. You can check my project pages. There's going to be links to those as well. Yeah, so that's my first finished object to share with you. My second finished object to share with you is a pair of socks that I had been working on off and on just here at my dinner table. Well, my dining room table. We eat other meals here too. I am here in the dining room as opposed to out in the porch room today because it's frigid out there. We got snow over the weekend. I'm not pleased. But since I had a fire in the fireplace, it's nice and warm and cozy out here today, even if it is a bit loud. It has not been doing that this whole morning that I've been putting wood in there. I don't know. I guess the last wood that I put in just had extra gas in it or something, or moisture, whatever. But here's the socks that I finished. These are my Moody Holly socks. I started these last winter, probably in November or December, whenever I designed this colorway and had it in the shop. So I finally finished both socks. I'm really happy with them. This is my bounce base. I just did my usual 2x1 ribbed pattern on the cuff and the instep, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and there they are. So these will be put away. US 1 needles is what I use for fingering weight yarn, mostly for socks. I'll put these away so I have a fresh, new, fun pair of holiday socks to wear next December. Okay, let's see. What else have I finished since I talked to you last? I finished the weaving project that I had on the go. This yarn was one of my personal stash yarn challenge yarns from last year that I did not get to, and I believe it was September's. So I did pull it out and put it on the loom last month, and I'm so pleased with how it turned out. This fiber was from River's Edge Weaving Studio, and it was a merino and sea cell blend. It's very soft, and I did it. You can see if I put the window behind it. It's nice, and it's a nice open weave, and it's very drapey and just very soft. And I love how well the striping of the weft shows up. I can't see that as well in person, really. I guess maybe if I stood back and looked at it, I could. But I just love how it played out. So the only thing I have not done again is I have not decided what I'm going to do with the fringe. So that I have not done anything with. But otherwise, it is finished. Here, I will show you what it looks like on. I may be putting that one in the shop. That was my original plan when I was weaving it. So it may go into the shop at some point once I figure out what to do with the fringe. So it is a bit of a shorter scarf. But if you're like me and you like shorter scarves, then that's perfect. So tuck right up there in the neckline of a coat. It's so pretty. I mean, it's a pretty fabric. It turned out just the way I wanted it to. I used a 7.5 dent heddle, which is a pretty large one to work with this weight of a yarn, because it was, I would say, it was probably about a sport weight, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. The texture of the yarn, though, was so nice in this. And I don't know, I'm going to put it closer to see if you can see. But can you just see how there's that kind of a nubbiness to it? And that was the sea cell. The sea cell really gave it a nice texture. The more I look at it, the more I'm tempted to just keep it. But I can only use so many scarves and shawls in my life. I'm trying to find like a section that did... Like there were just some sections that had like this extra nubbiness to it because of like, here you can kind of see right in here, that warp thread. Like that was like an area that had just a little bit more of the sea cell in it. So it's a little wider. It's just, it's very pleasing. If you like texture, it's a very pleasing scarf. Not overdone texture, but just a nice texture. So anyway. So that is finished. I used my Ashford 10-inch rigid heddle loom, my sample it loom for that. Yeah, not much else to tell you. But I'm just really pleased with how it turned out. Those are my 3 official finished objects. I have a couple other things I'm going to show you, but they're sort of part of a larger work in progress, and that is the pattern that I'm designing right now. You might remember back in January for my personal Stash Yarn Challenge yarn in January, I had this yarn, which is not mine. This is Dusty Tree Dye Works, and I used it and I made this long, skinny, end-to-end sort of little shawlette with the intention of being able to wear it wrapped around in this way. It was only a single skein of DK, so it is a little shorter than what I would normally do with something like that. But it worked out great. I was really happy with it. And as I said, I kind of designed it on the fly. And then once I was done, I knew I kind of wanted to write it up. So that's what I have been doing. And I wrote it up, and I have knit one more sample of it so far. And this is my DK. This is my Beguiled base. This is the one that has silver stellina in it. I don't know if you can see that too well in the, kind of get a glint of it there. Anyway, so this is 2 skeins of Beguiled. So this is a little over 500 yards. And obviously it makes a much bigger piece, right? But it's still that end-to-end construction. And this one is deep enough that you could probably just wear it as a regular shawl if you wanted to. Yeah, you could definitely do that. And it comes down to the below the middle of my back that way. But I've been designing it with this bandana kerchief kind of style in mind. And the nice thing about the patterning is this is a moss stitch motif. So it's the same on the front and the back, basically. It's sort of the same. It's the reciprocal of the opposite side, because you've got the knits and the purls and the knits and the purls. So then on the other side, you would have the purl and the knit and the purl and the knit, right? So the pattern I'm actually naming reciprocal, to tell you the truth, because of that feature of the fabric. Yeah, so it's reversible, and it's got this nice eyelet edge that is also worked to be reversible. There's like this tiny little garter stitch element incorporated into that. The edgings are slip stitches. Yeah, so I did change it up from how I did this original one. There are some differences. And I do have it written up. I have to go through all my details and make sure they're okay, and then I'm going to send them off to my tech editor. Once I'm able to get it back from my tech editor, I will be needing some test knitters. I would like to have test knitters who would be willing to knit it in either DK 2 skeins or 1 skein. I'm not sure how it's going to work with 1 skein of my DK though, because mine is a little lower yardage than the other one that I originally used, so I'm not sure size-wise how that would turn out. I am going to knit a sample of it in just a single skein of DK2. I just can only knit so many samples at one time, and I'm currently in the middle of a single skein of fingering weight sample. So there will be a fingering weight and a DK weight option for the pattern. And actually, here's a little fingering weight. I just did sort of a sample because I wanted to make sure that the texture was still going to be what I wanted it to be, even once it was blocked in fingering, because it's so much later. And it's definitely fine. It's held up even with some aggressive blocking. So I'm very happy with that. This was a 20 gram mini, and actually totally unintentionally, I realized this is a perfect size to wear, kind of like, yeah, like as a kerchief. You could do a kerchief, you could do, you know, like a little single neck kerchief thing, just like put a button. Anyway, just an option. I don't know that I'll include that part of it in the pattern or not, but I may if I want to give people an option to test knit it, or to swatch to make a little kerchief with a mini or something. I don't know. Anyway, so it's coming along, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's so soft and squishy. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. Sorry, my throat's drying out. So anyway, and this colorway, I'm actually developing a line of colorways that I'm going to release around the same time that I release the pattern. because I am designing this specifically to go with variegated yarns. I mean, it works fine, obviously, with a semi-solid as well, because that's what this is. And there's different tonal qualities in a semi-solid. But I really liked the way it worked with this variegated. And so that's what I have in mind. So this one is the Chrysocolla colorway that I'm going to be having in the shop. Not for a while. It's definitely not there right now. But yeah, I've got a line of like stone and gemstone colored crystal colorways that I'm developing for this purpose. So you can look forward to those. But anyway, this one is, I'm rolling it in a ball. That's so professional, Lisa. Anyway, I'm really happy with this. And I can't remember exactly how long this turned out to be. I want to say it was like about 75 inches long, maybe? No, that seems really long. I don't know. It's way beyond my wingspan, let's put it that way. So 2 skeins will give you a very squishy cowl and DK. And obviously, fingering weight is going to give you a much lighter and drapier kind of look. But I'm really happy with how that's coming along. So again, if you would be interested in test knitting, I will be making a list of potential test knitters. Please email me, lisa@fibernymphdyworks.com. Please don't leave it in the comments. I will not see it. I will not be able to do it through there. I need an email. So email lisa@fibernymphdyworks.com. Okay, let's go on to the Soy Mal. I have prizes to award for February's participation. I'm quite late in getting those out. I apologize. I've got 3 winners to announce, and I'm going to show you your prize options first. So as always, with 3 winners, I have 4 prize options. If you are one of the winners, please email me, again, lisa@fibernymphdyworks.com. Let me know you won, send me your name and mailing information, and then tell me what your top 3 prize choices are. That way I can be sure that I'm going to be sending you at least one thing that you would really like. So, okay, starting off the prize choices. We've got a skein of my Mountain Tweed Merino DK. And this is in the Dark Fire colorway, which is a 4-stripe self-striping. Then we have some Mountain Tweed BFL fingering weight, and this is an inversible set in the Habanero and Honey color combination. Also on DK, this is my Bonafide base, which is self-striping dark to raspberry fade, which is a 5-stripe colorway. And lastly, this is a variegated. This is not a regular colorway. This is one of those colorways that I dyed up because I had some extra yarn at the end of a dye session in the studio. I put it on the yarn and I absolutely love how this turned out. Am I able to recreate this? Absolutely not. This is it. One of a kind skein, but I thought I would offer it to you guys as a prize choice. I love it. I wish I could figure out how to recreate it, but again, it was just a whole bunch of random dyes at the end of the day. Sometimes there's some of my favorite colorways. Okay, so those are your 3 prize options. Did I say that this is also on Bonafide? This is also Bonafide DK. Bonafide is a 100% superwash merino, by the way. Okay, so we have 3 prizes. The first one is for the chatter thread participation. We had posts number 444 through 798, and random number generator chose post number 488, who is Seductive Berry, and that is Maria. So congratulations, Maria. Okay, so then next we have the finished object winner. There was post number 44 through 100 in the finished object thread in February. Post number 75 was the one that random number generator chose, and that is Eileen, who is Leaner on Ravelry, and her finished object was this incredible pair of colorwork mitts, these Ozzy Osbourne mitts. Amazing. Congratulations, Eileen. Those were a lovely project. And lastly, we have the Instagram winner for the using the hashtag 90K Soy Mal, which I know it's not the 90% knitting channel anymore, but I out of habit, that's what I created the hashtag, so that's what we're going for. Anyway, there was 39 posts used that hashtag in February. Random number generator chose number 34, post number 34, who was Nicole Simmons Knits, and her post was her mitts or socks. I'm pretty sure they were socks. Yeah, because it was Sock Madness. It was her Sock Madness project, which was super cool. So congratulations, Nicole, and congratulations, Eileen and Maria. Thank you guys so much for participating. Please, again, email me with your top 3 prize choices, and I will get whichever one is available out to you. So, yay. And then we'll do that again after the end of March. Hopefully a little sooner to the end of March, but you know, I can't make too many promises on that because life. Okay, so what else do we have? If you would like to take part in the Soy Mal, the Stop Shooting on Yourself Mal that's running all this year, please do. It's never ever too late. You can join in on Ravelry. You can just take part on Instagram. Either way, you can be a part of it. And it's a great way to start working on some projects that you really, really want to work on. I will link the informational video that I made about it somewhere up there, wherever it ends up. And I'll link to it other places as well. So you can see all about it. It's never too late to join in. Let's see. I showed you my finished objects. I'm going to hold off and show you my whips in another video because I really don't even have that many that I'm actively working on them, but they're all at the very beginning. And as far as my combo spin, I haven't really done anything else on it to show you. So I'm just going to hold off on those and show you those on a different video. Okay, so that brings us to the shop news. I have a lot of shop news going on right now. Number 1, Wild Atlantic Pie. Let's see, I have to find my sample. So Wild Atlantic Pie is my Pie Day colorway for this year. Tomorrow is Pie Day. Happy Pie Day. It is also Pie Week as far as I'm concerned. I hope you eat some pie and enjoy all of your mathematical pie as well. So Wild Atlantic Pie had originally been up in the shop as a pre-order. I shipped all the pre-orders, and now there is a bunch of it in the shop ready to ship. So if you missed out at the pre-orders, it's available now. There's also mini skeins in this color combination as well available. So that is the first thing. Because it is Pie Week, I also decided to offer, just for this week, now through Saturday, I have a custom order listing up for 5 of my most popular past Pie Day colorways. They would be Shepherd's Pie, Crystal Pie Dark from last year, Bright Spring Palette Pie from last year, Fungi Pie, which is my mushroom themed one, and Hallow Pie, which is my Halloween pie colorway that I usually only dye up in the fall for Halloween, but you can get it now as a custom order if you'd like. So those 5 are available. They're all available on your choice of 5 different bases: Bounce, Bedazzled, Mountain Tweed BFL, Traveler, and Bonafide DK. You can choose the colorway and the base, and it will ship out to you in 3 to 4 weeks because it is a custom order. So that listing, again, that is up now through Saturday. And because it's Pie Week, I am offering them all to you at a 10% discount. I don't usually discount custom order stuff, but I am. It's my Pie Day gift to you this year. So I hope you will enjoy that. Also in the shop, Wild Atlantic Pie was the first colorway of 3 in my Wild Atlantic collection. The next 2 colorways I have up in the shop now, and I'm putting those up as my 12th anniversary colorways. Fibernymph Dye Works is 12 years old this year, and March is technically my shop anniversary month because I did my first shop update on the last Friday of March 2011. Seems crazy, that's so long ago, but anyway, it doesn't feel like that long ago. Anyway, so I am celebrating that right now with the next 2 colors in the Wild Atlantic collection. I'm sorry, I'm trying to reach for these colorways and everything is sort of tangled up here. Okay, so the next colorway, the first of 2, the first of these next 2 is this one, and this is called Wild Atlantic Wildflowers. to back up just a little bit, all of these Wild Atlantic colorways are inspired by my trip to Ireland that my husband and I took last spring. Sort of around this time. It was in April, but it's like early spring. And so I have inspiration photos up in the listings from our trip. And this was inspired by a whole bunch of wildflowers that we just saw everywhere. And the ones that I loved the most were the ones that looked like they were just growing out of hard gray limestone. Like that was it. They were just growing out of the rocks. Pretty amazing. So that's what the little gray stripe is for. But these other 5 stripes are the colors of the flowers. So this is up as a pre-order currently. And then the other one that I have up as an anniversary colorway is Wild Atlantic Pub Vibes. So if you know anything about Ireland, you know that pubs are a vital part of the community, because they're more than just a place to go and have a Guinness. They are a place where people gather. It's just such an integral part to the community. And we were fortunate on our trip because we were on a bus tour. It was a music-based oriented bus tour. We stopped at a lot of the pubs and we got to enjoy music, not like music on a jukebox, but like people actually playing traditional music, including people from our tour. You can just join in. That's one of those cool things. Anybody who's got an instrument can just sit down and join in and have a session of music, and it was so much fun. I probably used that word incorrectly. It's a session. They're called sessions. Anyway, I tried to encapsulate the ambiance of the pubs because, and I have an inspiration picture up on the website. I don't know if I can put the inspo pictures here or not, if they'll show up enough because they're sort of collages. But just the lighting, the woodwork, the upholstery, just the general vibe of it, the shadows, and it was just so cool. And so this is Wild Atlantic Pub Vibes, also up for pre-order. These pre-orders for these 2 colorways will be up through Sunday, and then they'll go away. And once I get all the pre-orders shipped out, just like Wild Atlantic Pie, I will put some in stock in the shop, so you can grab them then. I also have mini skeins of those colorway colors, so there's mini skein sets up for pre-order as well. Let's see, is there anything else that I am forgetting to tell you? Wild Atlantic Pie, the 2 new Wild Atlantic colorways in honor of Fibernymph Dye Works 12th anniversary. Pie Week custom orders, and coupon code. I have a coupon code for you. So here's the limitations on the coupon code before I give it to you. The coupon code is not good on anything that's considered a new item. So if it's in the new item category, which also includes these pre-orders and stuff like that, it won't be good on that. Also because it's not good on custom order kind of stuff or pre-order stuff. It's only in stock things. So it'll be good on anything else, including sale items. However, not gift certificates and not, again, custom order stuff, because that's not actually in stock. So, but anything else that's in the shop, including things that are already on sale, you can take 15% off using coupon code anniversary15 now through Sunday. So that's just my way of saying thank you so much for these past 12 years. I have no idea if I have 12 more years in me or not, but I have no plans to stop anytime soon. But I just wanted to offer you this little thank you for right now. I hope you'll find some things you like. I love what I do. I say this all the time. I love what I do for a living, and I could not do it if it was not for my customers who are enthusiastic and supportive of what I do. I have some of you who order all the time, and it's always such a joy to see your name pop in on orders. And I have other people who only ordered maybe once a year or once and never again. And you know what? I appreciate you as well, because you gave my yarn a chance, and that makes me feel good. So thank you again for being a part of my Fibernymph Dye Work world and family. And here's to a whole lot more stripes and color. So anyway, I think that's everything I have to share with you this week. Like I said, I will do another video and talk to you about some of my whips later on, just because I don't have a lot to share right now, and I feel like this video is probably already long enough. So anyway, I hope you're having a really good March. If you have snow outside your window the way I do, I hope you have a nice warm fire to curl up by, or at least a nice warm woolly sweater or blanket that can keep you warm. And fingers crossed, spring will actually be here soon. So anyway, I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I love you guys. Take care.